6/17/2011. Thought for the day. The industry, first thing I learned in the industry was that watch out for the cutthroats. They're the ones that go out and say, hey, get 3 other bids, we'll beat everybody else's bid. They're the cutthroat companies. I didn't understand why they were such a big problem until now. They've come into our area and they cut people's throats by astronomical amounts. They come in and they gobble up the work. Well, isn't that good? If people don't want to help trees and they don't care about trees, sure, that's fine. But they have a website. You don't see anybody on there that has any understanding of tree biology or anything. And they come in and they suck up these bigger jobs that normally people, mom and pop businesses, that were trying to do modern arboricultural, and we got to compete against people that want to plant trees, say, upside down, too deep, leave the burlap and wire basket on, don't prune the crushed woody roots. Well, for us to compete with them, we've got to come down on our prices, because everybody says, oh, Waterloo charges this much, and they don't understand the differences of how they plant and how we plant. So we've got to, so we would subsidize that loss by doing some of these specialty tree removals and stuff. Now these cutthroats come in and all they do is they cut, they take the big tree jobs and they run. They don't do anything to educate the public. They offer no educational stuff for the public. For example, www.treedictionary.com. That's our that's our website. That's what we're trying to give to the public around the world, in addition to what we do when we meet people one-on-one, trying to help them make the right decisions. And that's all part of modern arboriculture. These cutthroat companies are not modern arboriculture. Modern arboriculture is tree care based on a thorough understanding of tree biology. These people, if you ask them, most likely they can't even tell you how bark forms, or even 5 major anatomy differences between a woody root and a woody stem, to save their own lives. 2 climbers went up to a tree and they said, oh, it's got a good root flare, because it had a trunk flare. It had a decay fungi that's discriminant, that decays woody roots but not woody trunk tissues. There was not any woody roots, but there was a trunk flare, which they thought was a root flare because they never dissected trees. The tree fell over and they were killed. So it even comes back on them. They're hurting mom and pop businesses. This is in southeastern Pennsylvania. They advertise, get 3 prices, we'll beat everybody's price. We've been in the tree care industry. You're not part of the tree care industry, buddy. What part of the tree care industry are you in? And who certifies what you're doing, cutting everybody's throats? While I may be at odds at some of the practices of the other people around here, but there's some pretty good mom and pop businesses in the Westchester area that deserve an honest profit for their honest services and the efforts that they put into going to their meetings, doing their studies, keeping up with things, whether even if it is for pesticide licensing, they're still keeping up with education. But let me tell you, these cutthroat companies are doing nothing to help trees. What are they doing to help trees? Tell me. Send a comment to me. I'll post it underneath this video. I promise. Just tell me what they're doing to help trees besides cut and throat in the industry. It's more than just cut and run. Tree care is caring for mycorrhizae, non-woody roots, brood hairs, nurse logs, the tree's associates. Not cutting the throats of everybody. And if you'll be had, you'll be had. These people around here, they pay astronomical amounts of money to have people pile mulch up against the trunks of their trees. Why don't they just cut the trees down and put the mulch where the tree was in a big pile over top of leave a trunk about 4 foot high. That'll give them something to pile the mulch against. And then they won't have to rake the leaves anymore. They'll pay astronomical amounts of money to torture trees. But vandals, they don't demand to get paid. So we got these cutthroat companies that are hurting modern arboriculture. That's my opinion, and that's my thought for the day. What do you think? It's okay to think.